Well, Jill, like they say in Raccoon City, early to bed, early to catch the Chris. Or, was it the Barry?
We'll never find any. They really just dropped Barry like
They
dime
did. They
or
dropped
whatever,
Barry for hell. Barry is supposed to be the one who saves them at the end of the original 3, but in this game it's just
really?
some random guy.
I mean,
oh no, it's not even a random guy. They just I think they just have a helicopter. They steal it.
Oh yeah,
I mean-
no, they just steal a helicopter. Yeah.
I mean, for what I remember, the original Barry saving you was actually completely optional, depending on how you handled a very specific scenario, which in retrospect doesn't make all that much sense.
Yeah. it's
Also,
fair.
what's happening here from Timothy Wiles, Age Nice. He is talking about a statue's head that it's the toy store head, and like this would make sense if there was something that was expected of the player, like, oh, maybe you actually have to, maybe this is your clue to shoot at it and like weaken it to its supports, but it's not even a QTE. It's just that is basically just foreshadowing / spoilers for an event that is going to happen in just a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Also,
Anyway.
yeah, you can all. I'm pissed off at myself.
Why?
That's that.
Yeah. So, fun fact, people. This is the second time we're recording this after already recording.
Oh.
Oh, this
You
is
just
actually.
don't know how to.
yeah.
That's
You know
Mama
how to
nemesis
stay
to
dead.
you, Jill!
Look at good
He
Yad
does
and
not know
Louise.
how to stay.
I know.
Yeah, he does not know how to stay dead. And look, there you go. There's these classic rock ones.
I honestly could do the Wheeze. That just wasn't my better performance.
Actually, before Matt continues, I actually like that timing of him showing up right as you were clarifying this being a second take. Nemesis is just all like, the audience doesn't need to know this. Ow!
Yeah, well, I don't care. The audience was
I
going
think
to know.
I'm okay.
I must silence all the stars.
Oh jeez. So just know that I want to say on any I think on any difficulty higher than normal, a single grenade, a single rocket, like from that is gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that.
Anyway, so
Like, I just took a-
I fucked up, people.
You didn't know.
You didn't know what happened, and I mean, if it meant anything, that was kind of a down day, like an off day for us anyway, so I'm not entirely miffed that it happened, but it's also like, yeah, that was a, well, we get to re-experience Nemesis constantly failing to kill Jill again.
They could piss me off more than anybody else, honestly.
Yeah, I
In any
mean,
case-
well, we don't blame you, because honestly, it's like, again, it's the same feeling I had when we were trying to do guest star allies mode the very first time with the Rick and
yeah.
friends, and then we finished it. It was a great run. It was a great run. Yet I learned too late that my audio didn't record at all.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't have my microphone plugged in and my PC wasn't picking up shit. So, that was fun.
But you know
Once
what?
again,
But-
that should have killed Jill.
Yeah, I really should have. But you know what? Maybe it's not too bad that we had to cut that session short, because we could use all this time in the world to talk about what Capcom talked about with Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, a lot of cool
Yay.
little doodads have been announced. First of all, a story epilogue chapter for Resident Evil 8 has to be played in third person though, and
That pissed me off.
And on that note, they actually added kind of a joke, but kind of an interesting little idea: a third person mode for Resident Evil 8.
Which
So
I will be very cross if at any point you actually try to see his face, it's not censored.
And then
If it's just blurry, that'd be funny.
And then the one thing that I'm most excited for, that I'm happy and was wanting, more characters for mercenary modes.
Right,
Yep,
they
you get
announced 3 of them: Chris, Lady Doll, and Heisenberg.
Apparently, someone noted that.
Not Lady Doll. She wasn't included.
Well, he's
Lady
just being
Dimitrescu.
he's
Right.
being coy about calling her baby doll, lady doll, or lady.
Yeah.
Well, it's also
Anyway.
it's also because, to be fair, there is technically another boss in that entire game, which
Angie.
pretty much
Who's
is
a
the
doll?
yeah, her.
But
Oh,
honestly,
look there! Look, there's the head that was loose. Which,
Oh,
by the
boy.
way, now I think about it, makes no sense that newspaper's like, oh yeah, that thing could fall off on its own anytime. Well, no shit. If you shoot a rocket at it, it's probably gonna come
Yeah.
down.
I mean, what are you talking about? You mean people don't regularly carry rocket launchers around this town? You weirdo.
Those damn those damn rubber bottom boys.
Right.
Damn you, toy uncle! Now Rock is forever stuck on the moon.
Now I wish there was some way I could edit after that giant head goes rolling past. You just see them in the debris watching. What the hell was that?
but no,
Did you see that? Did you see that?
But no, I will say, like, Chris, Lady D, and Heisenberg were the 3 characters I expected them to add to the mercenary modes and all that.
They are the most popular characters, to be fair. Though part of me
Careful,
was also,
Claymore.
I can't help but feel a little bummed that they didn't also include Ugly Fishman.
Yeah, Moreau.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess. But, like,
Apparently, someone know that apparently one of Lady D's attacks
is throwing a
is
chair.
literally her throwing the chair, like she threw the freaking cabinet in that phone call.
They fucking knew.
Fucking love it. But no, like, or maybe, like, she just throws random furniture that just she
Any
keeps
furniture.
Yeah, any random furniture.
It zooms out and it turns out she has this huge backpack like straddled on her back. And
First she
she's just
throws the
grabbing
phone,
them,
then she
like-
throws the fucking mirror desk.
But
That dame's throwing everything except the kitchen sink.
Bam.
But no,
Okay, there it goes.
Here's
Sorry,
my
go ahead.
one issue with really quick, just going back to here's my one issue with the third person mode. I'm afraid now that Resident Evil 9 is going to stick to a third person mode now. And here's the thing, I don't mind the third
Your
person.
idea of the trilogy is gonna be gone.
Yeah, no, I don't mind third person mode. I really don't. But there's a pattern with each 3 Resident Evil games. First 3 were fixed camera. Next 3 were third person. These 3 should be first person. And here's the thing, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be one of those outliers. I think first person works absolutely perfectly for Resident Evil.
I think it worked. I think it worked fine for the immersion factor. I'm not
Yeah.
saying it was a bad idea. There's a reason why 7 reinvigorated the franchise after 6.
I guess if there was one thing I will say on the matter is that I think the first person only really worked so well as it did for RE7 and 8 because the main character you were playing as was, well, you never really saw his face.
That's fair,
Yeah.
but
And I mean, I don't know. I kind of prefer seeing if the character's gonna be shown off all prim and proper like Jill here, then I don't know. I kind of prefer seeing them at all times.
But here's also the thing though. If a character is not going to be shown off prim and proper, then I don't mind the first person as well. But here's another reason why with Resident Evil 8, I'm happy you have the option between first and third now. If they just
Nikolai.
stick it to third person, then I will be pissed off. If they give you the option to switch, like in an Elder Scroll or Bethesda game, then I'll give them that. But one of the reasons why I prefer the first person is because Resident Evil is going back to its horror roots. And if you're going back to the
Matt?
horror roots, you want those in your fucking face.
Matt, is it okay if I talk about some?
Yeah,
plot real
I'll shut
quick?
up. I'll shut up.
I just have to explain some things real quick. First off, Mikhail and Nikolai here are going to have a little bit of a disagreement right now. Because it's starting to... something's fishy's been sitting with Mikhail about how Nikolai was the only surviving member of his trained task force team.
Funny how brainless zombies can ambush a platoon like that. Funny the gate was locked.
Okay, I actually have issue with that line, by the way.
Well, while that's being discussed,
Oh boy.
we have company. Also, Carlos and his friend are going to go off to find a researcher who actually, I guess, had a vaccine prepared for the T-virus. But in the meanwhile...
Was that the train where all the survivors were being kept in?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes,
God damn
they're
it.
dead. And Nikolai's about to leave us for dead.
Oh, I mean, go figure. The dude's pretty much the... If it's not Nemesis, he's pretty much the bona fide antagonist. Something... Oh,
And
shit.
Mikhail's dead.
He got yoinked.
Get off my train. Shit bird.
Bird.
I am not a bird. Yeah.
Shitbird is a common, actually, insult over there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ouch.
So yeah, things could be going a little bit better for Jill, but meanwhile, it's time for us to get down to again, what was new to the franchise as of this point, even in the original Resident Evil 3. They decided to take they kept the 2 protagonist approach, but actually combined them into one conjoined campaign.
Yep. So now for this next part of the game, we'll be playing as Shaggy McCarlos.
Yay! In his non-military compliant haircut.
Wait, hang on. You're gonna have to. What is this haircut?
I can't hear you. I can't hear you from under my hair. That's the point. Anyway, we gotta go find Dr. Bard, and
Like,
for those
do you
who-
know where I can find a good barber around here?
And for those who play Resident Evil 2, yep, welcome to Familiar Sightings.
Yep, we're back at the police station.
Which is fair. Resident Evil 3 also did this. Resident Evil 3 did actually kind of recycle a lot of locales from Resident Evil 2, which makes sense. It's supposed to be all one consistent city.
I mean, it was also because, for all intents and purposes, Nemesis was originally meant to be just a cheap little extension to RE2 for the PS1. And, oh, hey, Marvin!
Hey!
And
And Brad.
he's already been zombified.
What?
Wait a minute.
Oh!
Why do you hesitate there?
Because he thought his friend was still in there. But
He probably still had. I guess that was just that one shred of humanity left before he completely zombified.
Well, there was a theory I remember we were talking about the first time we played this. For now, we gotta fight ourselves. Gotta fight ourselves a Stars member.
Yeah, at least Jill's not here to see this.
But it was I remember we were having talks about this. Like, what was our theory? It was like either he really did have some form of consciousness in there, or he was just parroting what he had just heard.
My guess is it's like the zombies from Shaun of the Dead, where they have some kind of remembrance or consciousness of what they used to be in there. They're just overtaken by, ravenous hunger and stuff like that.
There's that. Again, I'm still sticking to my current thought process that it's just a matter of, like, he still had that shred left before he completely zombified.
Also, really quick, earlier, the whole mindless zombie thing line that Mikhail said doesn't make sense to me, kind of, because of the whole idea that, yes, they are mindless zombies, but T-Rider zombies are fucking indestructible as hell.
Oh, they're feral and wait until James.
They're feral and they're dummy thick.
And wait until James get to Dead Rising 2 to see how a military. Oh,
Sorry, poster boy.
sorry, Brad. And they act super feral. They are resilient as all hell because, not even as we've now learned in this universe, not even headshots are enough to take them down all just with one.
Not anymore.
And,
Yeah.
And the thought I was going with was stay tuned for James and I to tackle Dead Rising 2 to see how rapidly evolving zombies can overpower even a military task team.
Oh no, they are not to be trifled with when given the right substances.
Right.
And boy, we learned that the hard way.
And beyond that, I forget if it was now or later that I made the joke that I'm looking at this and it's like, yeah, now I think about it, 90% of all notes and things you find in a Resident Evil game equate to the following. I was working on secret project and I know it's bad and those bastards are going to pay as soon as I leave. Oh!
I mean, is it better or worse than a good majority of dialogue in a Pokemon game is just a very fancified tutorial?
There is one line of dialogue, though, I really love.
What's that?
From, I believe it was from Fire Red, and I was watching Game Grumps played, and Aaron had Aaron had a really fun reaction to it. So in Fire Red, they brought in the berry system. Cool, because I'm on normal, I get 2 hip pouches.
Woo!
And there's an old man who will talk to you about berries, and straight up, the interaction that will happen. I'm sure there's some invisible checkpoint you need to hit in order to get more dialogue, but he will say, "Oh, I have such a vast interest in berries. Don't you have such an interest in berries too?" And if you said yes, he would say, "Why must you lie to me?"
Ha! I remember that.
And you're like, "What?"
Honestly, let's be fair though, nothing will ever beat the classic. I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear.
Let's battle.
Good to know.
Nice talking to you, man. Although, the other one they did also have fun with was there was this biker gang on the beach saying "Oh, get out of the way, vroom, vroom, vroom." It's just a pedal bike, so I gotta make the actual vroom sounds, but you get the idea.
Hey, I want to ask just so
go ahead.
we don't lose full track of it. Did we want
Yes.
to talk about some of the other stuff that we glanced over at that big Resident Evil?
I guess that's another thing is that since we did get a second take, we do get a better opportunity to talk about the other results of Matt. What were your thoughts on what they had talked about with the Resident Evil 4 remake on the way?
I'm interested. I am intrigued. I don't want them to make the game serious though. I'm sorry. I don't mind the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. I think 2 remake is just one of the best games I've ever played. Sure, Resident Evil 7 is still my favorite Resident Evil, but the 2 remake is amazing. However, one of the things about 4 that makes it so timeless and so beloved is that it's campy and cheesy as fucking hell. And people...
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
it was in... because that
I
we
have
also harken
sent
back
my
to...
right hand to dispose of you.
You're right. Here it comes off.
Honestly, it's funny you bring that up because I was about to say that's a tongue.
Yeah, it's a weird tongue, and there you go. And that's how these guys ended up how they did. So there you go, consistency. And yes, lickers are back.
And if I can actually put my hand into that whole opinion,
Conversation.
It's like conversation. It's like I definitely understand your concern. But at the same time, though, considering the writing that's already in, like, the most recent RE games, like, as you mentioned, 7, 8, and the remakes...
That's fair. 8 is campy.
I honestly don't think we'll have anything to worry about. Like, I think they'll, if nothing else, they understand the kind of balance they need for this remake.
But here's also...
They should absolutely understand how iconic, even more so than Sadler.
Okay,
like,
that's so.
I will say this, at least in my experience. There you go. I think more.
I would have loved so much if like he fully like just fell right into the room as the door was closing.
Yeah, like no clip. He just. No, but yeah, I would argue, Matt, that no, I think they understand, because I would argue that even more than Sadler, 90% of people who have played Resident Evil 4 think of Saladin first.
Salazar. Yeah, no, I get that, because Salazar is literally the most popular character in that game. He's fun. He's cool.
So ridiculous. Look at him. He's great. He eats up. He
also,
munches up that
100%.
scenery.
We are changing the timeline with just taking off that lock.
Oh yeah, no, taking off these locks and opening all of these opening all these cabinets, because thankfully I forget if it's true for the safes, but every single locker cabinet with the text padlocks, every single one of them has the exact same combination as it did in 2. Beyond that, I forgot I also mentioned by this point in the last attempt we did of this. So with Carlos, he actually for the first time in a Resident Evil, I want to say right now. No worries. Why am I saying first time? Regardless, what I was about to say is he has full-on military combat gear like the assault rifle, and the only problem with it is it deals a lot of rapid-fire bullets, but it has 0 stopping power, which I would almost argue you need more than just straight-up damage to stop these zombies. Like, you need things that can stun them.
But no, like, yeah. But here's
more accuracy.
Here's my thing with Resident Evil. Like, the 4 remake, I don't mind, but here's also a thing. Is it, like, this is my big question, is it being handled by the 2 remake team or the 3 remake team? Because if it's the 2 remake team, then we are in good hands. Or if it's, like, the people who made Resident Evil 8, then we are in good hands. If it is the 3 remake team, then I am worried.
I am not sure, especially because I can only assume that the DLC, that the expansion to Resident Evil 8 is being simultaneously developed as for remake.
I'd also say that in terms of RE4, I don't think it'd be quite as drastic, because unlike RE3, which was much more open in its approach, RE4 is pretty fucking linear.
That is fair.
That is also true.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, that was right, Matt. Then at that point, we also brought up this point of contention, is that I really hope that they understand the type of game they're going for, and how to balance that, because I forget what your thoughts on it, Matt, but for Resident Evil 8 to include a system similar to Resident Evil 4, things in that game were still pretty tanky. It took a lot of like bullets to put down, if I recall. And basically, the idea is that how I recall Resident Evil 4, which again we'll be showing off because Matt and I still have plans for that one conjoined commentary thing, is that it was arcadey, yes, but nothing felt like super tanky. Like it was supposed to almost be like some sort of bridge between House of the Dead and, you know, Resident Evil, where like you pretty much were expected to, in fact, you were required to at times, to kill everything in a room.
Yes.
Like, you can't just escape or run away. Like, some puzzles or some things required you to take down enemies.
This is another thing that we talked about. I do like the crafting system in... I do like... no. I do like...
Tastes like vegan. Thank you.
There we go. And, and that's his thing, is that... because I forget if I had done it with Jill up to this point, but every time you dodge, you also have a split-second reaction time to... press the dodge button the second time to counterattack and punch people away.
Okay. But no, like...
I need to heal. Sorry, back to...
Here's my big thing is... Here's another big thing. I don't mind the crafting system in 7 and 8. I actually thought they were decently fun, and they're well done there. However, I didn't like making bullets in that game. In 8 specifically, because the enemies were so tanky, and instead of dropping bullets, they had just dropped fucking they had only dropped crafting items, and I didn't like that. So I hope to God that they just go back to the old tried and true, like just in 4 dropping ammo and all that.
One other thing I just realized is that how are they going to handle that one situation where you literally were like stuck in like this entire big, for lack of a better word, arena where you had to face like a whole shit ton of those ganados and
you mean the part at the very single beginning of the game where like you just need
there's the cabin and then there's the one at the castle.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I had to go help order dinner. What did I miss as far as the conversation goes?
We're talking about Resident Evil 4 and the direction it may go, because if it tries to go this survival horror route that we've seen in 2 and 3, we just hope that they balance it out appropriately. Don't put us against an army of monsters like the original 4 did, while adhering to the same limitations and difficulties that 2 and 3 remake have had.
Okay, well that's fair. And then, I will say, like, just overall, I'm probably not going to get it for myself, but I am interested to see how exactly the RE4 remake turns out. So place your bets. 3 or 4 years before they give us an RE5 remake.
I don't think we're getting that for a little while, but I don't know.
Can we get a Code Veronica remake first?
Yes, Code Veronica,
Please give it some redemption, please.
I mean, I appreciate the attempt for Darkside Chronicles, but I think we want a little more than that.
Yeah.
What a very opportune time to cut off. So we'll see you all next time, everybody.
All right, yes. Plot.
He's on his way to sign that petition.